Kyuuties, what's up? We're here back with some more of the daily N.O.D.E, and today I think we're just going to be doing like a weird cage thing, question mark. I'm still holding out on doing the pedestal / altar. I think I'm going to do that on Friday, question mark. We still got a lot of stuff to do. Get that. We got brazier, we need a tome, a staff, chest scrolls, goblet, coin tree, pod, cage, which is today. Have like a cloth sack in there. Did I say barrels? Pretty sure I did, right? I still have a few things still to do. So I think we're going to start with a cube. I do want like a square one, but I might make another, maybe 2 cages here. A square one and then a thin one. So I'm going to cut this like that. 3 good enough? 3 is probably good enough. 3 cuts. I need the bottom to be cut too, though. Maybe 5. Then bevel those like that. I'm just gonna mark a seam. It's gonna be like really silly, but just mark all that so that I can come into here and Control L, Control L, and grab everything that isn't that, and then delete it, so that we're left with this clear seam. I might just do this though in the back, and mark seam there, so we can rip that apart later. So this is already fine. But we need a front, so let's say we will... I should have cut this before doing this. Come into here. Probably should have gone further than that. 2 or 3. Yeah, we had to cut in there 3 times. Then bevel. Do we want to bevel here? That might be a bit too much. I think what we want to do is cut in one further. Then we can just go ahead and take out these ones on the outside and remove them for now. So dissolve edges there. Or we want to keep the middle line in there, so we'll dissolve that as well. Then we take these. It'd probably be easier if I just did this instead of trying to click on them. So take that, and then we're going to bevel that like so. I don't think I needed to do it there though. I'm just gonna grab these and like fill that in there. Like that. Would you pull it in or out? I don't know. Like I need to think about how I want to do this part up here. Before we do that, let's go on to the outside. New cube. Edit that. And pull you outside so that you are up against that. Like that. And do that. Skill on the X. Oh, I didn't want to grab the fronts. My bad. Skill on the X. A little bit more on the X. I kind of need this to be centered, and then we need like an understand how far that is. 0.25 maybe. So 0.25. Then I'm going to grab that and move it another 2.5. That's 2.5. Maybe I should move it like 50 then, but another 2.5. 2.5, that's like too far over. So let's put you here. And this needs to be mirrored. Duplicate that. Put it about there. Maybe want to scale it on the Y, because you seem a bit too thick now, and scoot that back over onto that. Then I'm going to cut into there. And that is an 88. Let's just make it 89. I'm gonna cut into this, make it 89. So they're on the same thing. Then we're going to grab the top of this and pull it out this way, rotate it like that so it's facing outward. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a cut in there on both of them, then select that and then pull it out like that, rotate it as well, and then we're going to go ahead and take a bevel and bevel it down to there, and then just curve that in like so. There we go. And then for the bottom I might just do the same thing. We're going to cut into the bottom here a little bit higher than that though, about there, and that is a 55 cut. And then same thing, make this a 55. Then take both of these. I think we would want them to be just already naturally facing like that. Might even pull them up. I'm going to pull them up a bit. We're going to do the same thing with the bottom, but like I want it to be flat. So I might need to move it up a bit and then out. And then rotate it like that to be straight out. It can be down. It actually needs to be about there. We need to take this and this and move it a bit. Move this down and rotate that. Like this needs to be beveled itself just to not mess up the angle. Oops. I need to grab that and that. Okay, push it out a bit, then this and that. Push this in. I don't know why rotating doesn't like get it right. You have to manually come in here and do this. Otherwise it just isn't right. The bottom isn't low enough. Not that you could really tell any of this anyways. I think I do want to come in here on both of these and give them a bevel like that. Then I'm just gonna grab this and push it in a bit like that. I'll even come into the center here on these. Well, I should have not done that. I need to like cut in and then do this. 7. And shade smooth on that. The only problem is, like, you know, that looks weird, right? The ends require, you know, an insertion of face to fix that. Kind of could like do the entire thing though, right? So you can come into here, even though that kind of messed everything up. Maybe, hold on, let's not do that. Let's undo that. And then just grab the entire outside and then insert into that. And then that sharpens the outside. And then we can Control I perhaps and just select that, deselect that and that. And that, and that, and then insert into that, which will create a face inside as well. And now we have like a really nice sharp edges around that. And then we just got to apply that mirror, but I need this to have a new material before I do that. Then go ahead and mirror to this thing on the Y. And apply that, but then we need to come into here and select this and press P and then selection to make it its own thing. Because of course this is not how that should be looking. It needs to be filled in. So what do we do? Do we just take one of you and wing it, or do we do this, like Control L that and duplicate that and then slide it to the center like that? So you still have like a decent gap there, but like nothing too crazy. And then that's just that. I probably should have UV unwrapped this before. I'm gonna have to do it now. Oof. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to do that. To try and unwrap this. But you could try and take that, I guess, and then mark that, and then the rest just does it itself. I could just naturally, let me see, let me go to UV editing and then see what it says if I smart. That looks weird, but maybe it's fine. Maybe I don't need to worry about it too much. We could just have the smart do it. Yeah, let's just say smart and just let it be. So now we duplicate you. Oh, I can't even see that. It rotates you on the Z. 90 degrees exactly. Then generate mirror. Click on you. There you go. Just go ahead and apply that. So now we have this outside part. Again, we just gotta figure out the door on this part though. I might need to just open this inside out part up. Like actually, you know, like remove this and maybe even like this, right? Remove these faces and just have that going like that. And then we could come over here, edit this, grab you, Control L. If I click on mirror, will it be able to know what I wanted to do? Yes. Yeah, get it to go here. Question mark. Maybe I shouldn't have done the top, but then we can just add like a door to that. Edit that, so then just come over here and refill that. Then we need to go ahead and make a new door for this. We need to make a top as well, but we'll get to that in a second. Scale this down to fit into this. So it needs to go there, and I want it to be on the inside. Scale on the Y. That's probably fine. Then that. Bring it down to the ground. That probably needs to be higher. You know what? We probably need to do the floor and ceiling first so I can know where that's going to be. And do that now. Pull that up to the top. Just grab the bottom, pull that up. Is that how big I want it to be? This needs to be shrunk down too. I need to solidify this so that I can see how deep that's going to end up being. Like there. So like that, and we can come into this and put this on top of that. But maybe you want to make it like that, then have it or an object mode. Whoops. Oh well. Have it flush with that, the top of that. Right. Then we can get in there and start to try to do some stuff. Which would be a slice here, a slice there, slice there, there, here, and there, there, and there, Then we can go ahead and delete this side, and we need to mirror itself. Oops. So that this can be correct, then I need to bevel everything. So you, and then you. So unfortunately this creates that kind of effect, right? But it probably is okay if I bevel... It doesn't bevel the center, but we can just eventually do it. Also, what is going on there? Hello? Did I not cut right? Oh, this doesn't match the front is the problem, that's why. Because it matches this, but because of how I have this made, the mic there, my bad, the front doesn't match. It only matches the outsides. It's probably okay. I actually need to remove the bottom of this. Control I and delete all those faces. Yeah, I need to grab all of this, then invert that and delete all of that. Let's Control I and then delete faces, so it's just the flat image, so we need to solidify that down. And for these, we can just have them extend outward, which is the reason why I positioned them the way they were. For a reason. Like that. I just can't do that with the front. I'm gonna do it with this one, right? That's okay. I just won't be able to do it with the other one. Yeah, like that, and then we need to get out of that, apply this, go back in, grab the center here, bevel that to be okay size. There, what do we need to fill this in? Do we need to extrude this out? No, it's not like that. Extrude just these out to there, and then same thing in the back. Extrude this out. It's crooked, I can tell, but that doesn't matter. And then generate a solidify downwards until it's, was it not, doesn't need to be until it's flush, right? We could just move it down, take everything and just push it down until it's touching like that. Right, like there we go. And then we need to do what? I think we need, I mean, if it was, it's going to be like too hard to do that, but we need to like grab all of the outside and just like mark the like mark the outside of this shape for UV editing, which is harder, like easier said than done, because if I do this, go back, it's just gonna fill all those back in, right? I have to go in here and manually remove each square, which is annoying, but I guess I could go like this. I just do that, I think. that's the easiest way to try to achieve what I'm trying to do. And then the center. Like that. And I think that's all the outside. Okay, so it's just the outside. So if I go over here and unwrap, it's just that. We just need to like dupe this to the bottom. Duplicate that. And put it down here. Do you even need a bottom for this? Since you would just put it down on the ground, so maybe you wouldn't actually have a bottom, it would just be in the dirt. So that kind of like helps me with this, with what I want to do with this. So it needs to be there, maybe like here. A little bit of gap on top. Let me just do the same thing because we don't need the things. But I invert this, kill everything but the front face, then start cutting into it. Can't tell how big there's a scale in the X until it's flush with the sides. Like flush enough. Although it can go slightly further though because of the way this is made. Then just cut into it 100 million times. For a door is 10, it needs to be an uneven number, 11. 11 by 5, perhaps. Then select the insides. Go ahead and bevel that. Like so. Then we need to pop out all of these. How long it's been? It's only been half an hour. Hasn't been that long. Don't like how the bottom is and top are longer than the rest of it. Actually, I'm not gonna get rid of that. And I forgot I needed to leave room like here. Yeah, lead faces there. Oh, I forgot one here. So I'm leaving the bottom open, like flat like that, and I'm leaving a section here to be used. I'm gonna insert a face into this. And scale on the X. I'm going to extrude, extrude, extrude like that. Actually, I need to wait until this is solidified. I can't do it yet. So now generate solidify. Increase that a bit. Maybe a little bit less than that. Less than that. I'm just going to apply this one early. Now we can go and edit this so that I don't have to deal with the backlash of doing that. I'm just going to make it even smaller and close to that. Scale out, then there. Then we can go ahead and cut into it like that. Probably just cut near there and then another cut to smooth it out. Insert face maybe. And that. Then extrude and then extrude again. What? Do I need to? No, I don't need to do it. Never mind. I need to do this on both sides. Oops. I need to do it on both sides. Now we can do that. Maybe scale it on the Z a bit. It's too much. Maybe it's fine the way it is. I'm just gonna delete faces there. And then come into here and do this. Then okay, and do that. That won't let me. I have to create a face, I guess. That's you and you, fill you in. Now I can go like that. And fill all the sides in. I'm going to go ahead and grab inside here and insert faces so there's some sharpness to that. So now we have that there. Do we need to like bar this from the other side? So I would have to come over here. Is it still mirrored? It's not. Edit this. I think we just want to make this barred instead of like a padlock system. So I'm gonna just delete this real quick. So we just have this, and then we're just gonna mirror that again. Generate mirror. And then we're just going to try and get this to go in there. So what we need to do is take all of this and move it to fit there. Grab you. Now I need to redo this. Scale on the Z to give us more room to work with. Then insert a face into this. Scale it on the Z. The fact that I can't see this looking sideways is annoying me. I think it's this here. We can move that to there. Maybe make it a little bit bigger than that. Scale on the X. And just scoot this over there like that. And we're going to do the same thing. Going to extrude out. Then again. Then again. Like that. And then we're going to... Should I put a line through this just for the sake of it? I don't know if I should do that. I mean, I'll do it just to sharpen that out, maybe. I'm trying what that looks like on the outside. You see, it kind of messes that up a bit. Adding those lines, it sharpens them out too much. Which you don't really want. Oh, I got rid of my mirror. That happens sometimes. I don't know why it does that. It's just Blender glitch. So yeah, now we need to grab this and that and insert face into that. Like so, but it needs to be like matching that a bit. I think the width is fine, it's just the Z needs to be brought down a bit. And if only I could see through that. Yeah, that's fine, I think. Doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be close enough. So then we go ahead and grab this, and that, and that, and that. Fill that in. Grab the edge, fill that all the way around. Go into there, insert the face like that. Now we have that on both ends. Even though, like, realistically, this wouldn't work. I mean, this needs to be hinged here, right? So that it could move back and forth, but we don't really have hinge. We're not gonna like put the effort into doing that. Just gonna edit this real quick. Is this being solidified but not mirrored? Oh yeah, because it's solidified. I can't actually grab that. Never mind. I'm thinking, should I even have this like that? Or have it on both sides, so the wood is going through both? I don't know. This is probably fine. This is being solidified, right? It's already been solidified. Sure. Are we done? Question mark with the cage? I think we are. I mean, it looks fine to me. It's just a matter of getting in there and... I don't think I unwrapped this, did I? No, unwrap you. Just make sure we do all the scaling on this stuff. Reset all the scaling. That's fine. I haven't undone this one. You have to be a smart. Wow, look at all that nonsense. And then you. Smart again. Oh, I didn't apply this. Let me, whoops, reapply this and then. Smart. Like that. I guess we could just add another cube in here and edit that real quick. Over here, shrink that down until it fits in there. It's good enough. Scale on the Z until it fits the inside. Because obviously, the one on the inside is smaller than that. And then we can just scale on the X across like that. Go ahead and bevel the outsides. Then I will... First off, we need to maybe just grab a face. Grab the back face. Mark that. And the rest can just wrap around. Then we will do this. And that. Proportional editing. And just grab a side like that and just warp the shape a bit. So it's not too uniform. There we go. Unwrap that. This is shaded smooth, right? No, shade smooth. There we go. Now we just need to insert the texture into this. Everything on the outside should be metal except for the outside, right? Yeah. So this, I have it labeled as metal, but it's not going to be that, it's not going to look shiny or anything. we need... I just need to see what this stuff looks like. Because I could have made the rust of the rusty sword from the previous thing look better than it ended up coming out. We can stick to UV for now. Everything is UV edited, right? So that ends up looking like that, and that needs to be added on top of something. Not just... call it something. Leave that here. I'm gonna add just straight noise into a color ramp and look at that. It's 100. Like a 500 for the noise. What does noise without a ramp look like? Same thing. Doesn't really need the ramp. Yeah, the ramp doesn't change the way it looks unless you do this, right? With that. Okay, so 500's fine, but we need this to be more black. Shine on this needs to be dropped as well. This needs to be saved. Whoops. Whatever just happened, don't do that. This needs to be saved for last. Add texture. Another noise. On the UV. 400 maybe. Just duplicate that color and plug this in. Change the positioning a bit. A 555 or something. Just to give it, maybe in rotate some rotations just to change that a bit. The black stays, but then maybe the white becomes like an orange. Dark orange. Then we shoot. We mix this with a screen. Screen the top onto the bottom. See where that gets us. So now there's just some orange in there, and then you can just keep doing that. You can save this for like super later. We're gonna need like a lot of room here. So just move this way down, take the top here, duplicate that, plug it into here, change the color to like yellow or something, an ugly yellow. Then 10, 10, 10, maybe even rotation here, 10. So don't put that much effort into that. Plug that in there. And now there's like a little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange. Well, ugly, the green, yellow. Don't know if it should be more than this though. 600. 600 of it. Then I need to see this again. Plug that into there. Increase the size to like 10. Possibly lower the black on that, the white on that. I need to see this get like really detailed. unfortunately this time, oh, no, this is Musgrave. Oh yeah, this is what I was looking for. I need to turn this down. There we go, that's what I want. And then this, once again, screens on top of that, which is something I should have done with the rusted sword. So we have these white splotches, but going to make them less visible. Might want to increase this though. Maybe even increase this. Or should this be like red? Or orange, perhaps? There's like so much going on this that it looks weird. Not weird, but it's so, I don't know how to describe it. I think that maybe the black isn't doing enough. Just increase like the black here and here. Yeah, I just need the black to stand out more, but it might just, whoops, be a case of needing to remove the roughness. Yeah, the roughness to be lowered even more. Like turning the metallic up does cause it to become darker. And this can be like 6. I think maybe there's just the white down here needs to not be like white. Like you can have more of it exposed. It just needs to not be just such a pure white. Or maybe even like less than it. Never mind. Yeah, let's bring that back down. The orange, you're fine. It's ugly yellow, you're okay as well. I think that's acceptable. Let's maybe make this shinier. Oh yeah, I know what I'm missing. I'm missing the roughness. I don't know if I could just do this. 'Cause I feel like this is, I need actual better roughness than just this. I need to actually add in 4 or something. Looks like any day now. Yeah, 0.2 is much better to see the roughness start to take place there. Okay, now it is actually, there we go. I need to see if any of this stuff is still solidified. Yeah, this is still being solidified. I need to do that. This is being solidified, so let's apply that. Maybe UV. Smart. Kinda don't like what happened there, but what can you do? That's already been done. The top I need to do, because it's just removing the one part. There we go. And when you come back over here and apply the... Why do I have so many... What the heck? I have so much stuff. Gotta purge the heck out of these orphans. Jesus Christ. Remember, kids, always purge your orphans. Yeah, with how shiny it is, I hate how much... Like how reflective, or how mute that even is. I prefer it to just be shiny instead of like that. Maybe I'll just remove that. Maybe just add a coat to it if I want some shine, some reflection, instead of roughness. Assuming my computer doesn't die. I don't think that's too much. Yeah, no coats. Then we can do the metal. We just can't really see the difference between. Like, you could do this and then add a color, hue, saturation, then play around the values so that the inner cage at least sticks out a little bit from the outer cage. Let's see, saturation up. Didn't do anything. Value up. Makes it look like it's a cupcake. Hue shift will do a lot of damage to this, because now it's all of a sudden green, which I don't hate actually. Like a little bit of back and forth there, like a 5-5. A little bit of orange here, a little bit of green there. Yeah, I kind of prefer that. That's okay, I'll accept that. The door though, do you want a third one for the door and then add some color to that as well? No, we need the hue saturation value. And do we do the same thing for the door? Give it a little extra, just to stand out a bit, I think so. Then we need a new texture here for wood. This is going to use the same wood as the wood we used for the crate and the shield. That being said, I don't remember what it's called. Wood planks dirty. Yeah, wood planks dirty. Remove that. Pull this back. Don't know why the board is so shiny looking. I need to add color to that. That's fine. Of course, the reason we move this back is so that we can do this, plug that into that. Come on, stop missing. Then that into the normal. Drop this down to a 2. 3. Putting it 0.3. 0.3. It does stand out a lot against the metal, but I mean, it's a completely different material, so of course it is. I do need to have more color though. It's just so faded out. I don't know why it's faded out like that. Value increases. I need like the saturation. Maybe the value down, saturation up. Actually, it's rid of like a lot of the dirt on that. Saturation value might not be the value. Saturation can go up, but then I need actually contrast on top of that. Oof. That really bled out that orange there. Maybe we just need contrast. Jesus Christ, what that does to that. Why is this contrast down to red so hard? I mean, that looks like blood. I should have contrasted down the shields if this is what it's going to end up looking like. I didn't realize the contrast on this would have turned out that way. Can drop the contrast or saturation a bit. Actually, now it seems like I need to lower the contrast there. I think the roughness is like possibly not doing us any favors. And just turn that down. It's still... that's just how this works. Into sheen? No, spec needs to be turned off. There we go. With no spec, it won't shine at all. Can you bring it up a little? Because it needs to be light. Light needs to be able to reflect off of it somewhat, right? Or at least make it seem like light is being applied to it. I'll just reapply that now. So there we go. Again, it's just the fact this doesn't stand out very well. It's annoying. Value up or down? Value up. Perhaps. To get it to stand out a bit more against everything. Alright, I mean that's basically done, but I can just add a little extra just so that like, it's not floating. To about there, extend that out. That's a bit too much. Scale, edit this, subdivide it like 100 times. To have decent control over that. Go to sculpting. And then just do something like that. Rebuild this corner up even. Some over there. Smooth this down actually, because it's a door and that needs to be open. It needs to have the ability to open. Would it even swing open? It would swing in, actually, so this doesn't matter. It's just the inside needs to be... like this area here needs to be flat as far as it can go. Need like a... something like this to show. We're gonna smooth this back out. But then yeah, like this needs to be sharpened in to show like the door being swung in this area a lot. Shade smooth, UV, unwrap, shading. Hold on, let me go back to sculpting actually. I can push this down so you can actually see some of these in there. Don't want to hide all of them, right? Shading, new, can be dirt. Control Shift T, and then go find your dirt. I feel like I don't have any good dirt because I haven't downloaded any good dirt to use. Like a dummy. Mossy rock. Rock face. Do I have at least muddy leaves or something? Rocky terrain, rock, or rough wood. Metal, snow. I mean, I could use snow, but it wouldn't really make sense. The cage doesn't have any snow on it. Worn planks. Rocks, bark. Do I not have any freaking dirt? Brown leather, brown mud leaves. Yeah, we have brown mud leaves. That's all I got. I really need to go down on some dirt. Like, stop goofing around and actually get some proper dirt. Delete that. Do the same thing as usual. Plug that in that, even though we don't need to do that. Plug that in there like that. 0.3. Plug this in there. Feel like you still can't really see what's going on here. Like dropping the value doesn't help. Just making it like black. Actually, it wasn't too bad. This is just like so hard to see just in general. Like it creates issues. I do like the just gray. Because like if I do this, like around there, this angle, can you even see tell what you're looking at? Like this cage stands out so little that it's really hard to tell what's going on. There's too much happening there, even though it is like centralized. I don't know if I even need the ground. Just because it's like actually hurting the ability to see what's happening here. Like what do I gotta do to make this stand out better? The value went up. Making the value down, you just lose. Where's that? Does that help? The like background, the black, whether the checkered pattern doesn't do us any favors either. Or door. It's fine. Question mark. changing the saturations do anything until you go really low. It's a completely different like look to that. Maybe also you don't want this to be so huge. If I pull this down, I have it just floating. Yeah, no, that's fine. I guess you can just like easily add some dirt to it if you want, but I'm just gonna get rid of that. It kind of just distracting. Maybe do that as well. It's just like really hard to tell what's happening here. See if changing the bump does anything. Doesn't do anything. I think just a little all the little things going on here just makes it really hard to see what's happening. Probably shouldn't have added all that. Just like doing too much with that probably. Oh well, I mean there's just like a little easy kind of like dungeon cage thing. Just throw it together real quick, even though you really can't tell what you're looking at, I feel like. Unfortunately. Like what happens if I take the top of this? I shouldn't be doing this like that because the computer's dying. This and just lower that down. I do kind of think I prefer that, but it didn't really help too much. Question mark, it just doesn't stand out enough. I think the texture like is fundamentally flawed, and that's why it looks like this. That's why it doesn't look too good. I mean, I could just go back and redo this and that. I don't know if that's going to make a difference though, because even if I did it to these two, it's not going to change things that much, right? Yeah, I mean, it's still doing stuff. This one as well, maybe? Everything just a little bit. Like that's probably better, but again, you can't really see anything against the backdrop. Let's turn film on real quick and see between, yeah, without some sort of like inner light source. Let me see, like add a light point, put that on the inside. 10,000. Yeah, or 1,000. Like reflecting the inside is like fine. I feel like this needs more alpha bump, because it is not, it's just like a flat surface. A 0.5, I guess, on everything. 0.5. That's already a 0.5. 0.5. Yeah, the light just reflects off of it like weirdly. Like, so look how washed out that is from the light. It should have like way more detail than that. And it just doesn't. Oh well. We're done. So yeah. Cuties, thanks for watching. Hold on, maybe increase the sun. Yeah, let's just increase the sun a bit, so there's like at least more light being cast on this thing. Oops, pressing the wrong buttons. It just looks like nothing though, is the problem. Like if you just look at it, you won't be able to tell what you're looking at. which is upsetting. Like, oh well, like in movements, like you can see, but just like this, you can't tell. I don't know if it would just be better just to make it not like that. I mean, I want to end, but it's just bothering me that this is so hard to read, meaning you can't tell what you're looking at when you look at it. Okay, your eyes don't see anything. That's what it looks like when I turn metal off. Even if I do that, wrong thing, it still doesn't look right. I think it looks weird now. It looks like it's cell shaded somehow now. Which doesn't make any sense. Maybe if we just lean into the metal a little bit harder. Yeah, just like shine that out. Sure. This though, I think I want this to be green. So that makes you red. This should be making it green this way. But then drop that saturation. No, don't drop that. The value maybe? Where did I pump it up to? I think 1 click is fine, and then the value is a 1.3. It's like value's actually up. And then the saturation was maxed. Looks like there's rust and foliage at the same time. So it looks like the board's like too bright. It stands out too much. Brightness down like any amount is like way too much. Contrast either direction is too much. Just to live with it like that. Yeah, this just doesn't render very well. Like, it'll look probably good in the scene that I put it in, but it doesn't look great here because you just can't tell what's happening. Unfortunately. Just give me a little bit more sun, see if that changes anything. It didn't really make much of a difference. Oh well, we'll just have to live with that. This is at least a bit more easier to read, question mark. Let's go look at the camera, because I do need to like start using the camera more, because I do render these out and post them on my Discord. Now I have a Discord channel, Discord room in my channel that's specifically for the renders of these things. He's pointing down. Let's switch you to 120. See if that makes any sort of difference in the camera. We're getting like a almost like an isometric view of this thing now from that angle. From 120 millimeter lens. Say something about somewhere around there. Why can I not get closer? There we go. Just not doing it right. Like that. Then just put this over here. Go to the camera and viewpoint. Turn this off. And that and that. And just live my life, I guess, because I can't get it to work right. Look right in the viewport. Say cuties, thanks for watching. Remember to buy my stickers or think while becoming a member. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because we're working watch time and subscribers. And don't forget we have a throne now as well. And shout out to the members, EmmyStarr, RaleyDrew, and Alexgkiller. Hey cuties, thanks for watching. Tune to the next episode. Like, subscribe, comment. You know the do. See ya.